Hey everyone, Dan here from the Financial Education Links channel, here with another video on how to buy an existing business that makes over $10,000 per month. Now, where did you even go about finding a business that makes $10,000 per month? And once you found it, how would you even know what it's worth? And once you determine what it's worth, how would you go about actually buying that business? Do you have to come up with all cash? Is there a way to buy it with no actual money out of your pocket? Those are the types of questions I'll be answering in this video, so let's go. So before we start, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button and subscribe button, it just helps incentivize me to make more content like this. It also helps YouTube recommend this video to other people that might be interested in this content as well. Also, be sure to stick around until the end where I go through a detailed breakdown of a real-life business for sale that's making over $10,000 per month. This isn't anything hypothetical. This is an actual business that is for sale, something that you could potentially even buy yourself if you were interested. So I'm going to go through a detailed breakdown. I'm going to show you possible options on how you can actually go about purchasing this business or a business like it. Also, keep in mind that I'm not a CPA or an attorney, so this shouldn't be construed as personal financial advice. It should just give you some ideas for you to take to a CPA or an attorney. So the first question is buying an existing business and making over $10,000 per month possible? Yes, it absolutely is. Businesses go on sale for a variety of reasons every single day. Maybe the owner is ready to retire, maybe they're selling to finance their kids' college education, or maybe they're just tired of the business and want a break. Lots of reasons why people sell and move on from their business. The second question is, isn't it cheaper just to start a business myself? Yes, in some cases it absolutely could be, but you have to understand that with businesses have expenses, and just because you start a business doesn't mean you're going to have an established customer base from day one. So with an established business, more than likely, they have existing customers and existing cash flow. So that gives you huge peace of mind. Another point on starting an existing business is the failure rate is extremely high. The SBA estimates that over 50% of startups fail. So it's better to give yourself a head start and buy an existing business where you have that existing cash flow, you have existing customers, and you set yourself up for better success. Third question is, where would I go to find an existing business for sale? Well, there are multiple business for sale websites around. It really depends on your target niche. If you're looking for a brick and mortar type business, then bizquest.com is a good start. If you're looking to buy a digital business, empireflippers.com is a good start. So in the link below, I'm going to link to multiple business for sale websites. You can feel free to check that out. These websites will typically list key financial details and provide a description of what the business is and how it operates. With this information, you can get a sense of if it will be a good fit for you or not. So once you've found a business, the next step is typically to reach out to the person who listed the business for sale. 9 times out of 10, it will be listed by a business broker who will email you a non-disclosure agreement. This NDA basically states that you won't publicly share the information that they send you. Once the broker receives the NDA, they'll send you more detailed financial reports or answer any questions you may have about that business. Once you have the financials, how do you know how much the business is actually worth? How do you know if what the broker is listing the business for sale for is a fair price? Well, most businesses are valued based on a multiple of their net earnings. So their annual net earnings, how much they make to the bottom line in profit every single year. And that amount can vary from business to business, but a good general rule of thumb is 2 to 4 times their annual net earnings. So after paying all their bills, multiply their annual amount by 2 to 4 times, and that's a typical selling price for most businesses. So when you receive their financial documents, you're definitely going to want to look through them thoroughly. You're going to want to see if there are things that are in there that are red flags. Maybe things that are understated or overstated. And then from there, you're going to want to add up the total items, add up the total expenses, and subtract them from the total revenue. And based on that, create your own valuation. Now, if you're not familiar with financial analysis, check out some more YouTube videos on how to do financial analysis, or reach out to a CPA who can give you more guidance. And now a word about our sponsor, Options Trading Business. Did you know that there's a way to buy stocks at a cheaper price and even be paid for it? Sounds too good to be true, right? Like, who on earth would pay someone else to buy something they wanted to buy at a cheaper price? That would be like you wanting to buy a Tesla and Elon Musk saying, yeah, come on down. You can have it for 30% off. Plus, I'll even give you some more money on top of the 30% off for committing to buy this Tesla that you already wanted to buy from me anyways. Now, that would be awesome if that was real for car buying, but unfortunately it's not. When it comes to stock buying, it is very much possible by selling stock options. So if you're not familiar with how stock options work, here's a quick overview. So let's say you wanted to buy 100 shares of Coca-Cola stock and it's currently trading for $50 a share. But you didn't want to pay $50. You were like, I want that discount. Maybe you thought it was too pricey. Instead, you wanted to buy it at $40 a share. Well, what you can do is sell a put option that would require you to buy Coca-Cola at $40 per share for taking on that commitment of buying it at $40 a share. So the person who bought that contract from you would be required to pay you a premium, pretty much giving you money for you committing to buy Coca-Cola shares at $40 a share. So essentially you'd be getting a discount on Coca-Cola shares, plus you'd be collecting money from that person right away. Now, the premiums can vary, but let's say it was $100 for every 30 days. And if the price didn't reach $40, you would get to keep that $100 anyways. Then after another 30 days has passed, you can charge more premium for taking on the commitment of buying Coca-Cola at $40. So every 30 days, essentially, you're charging them premium. And the premiums do vary, but this is essentially how it works. And Options Trading Business does a great job of training you on the intricacies of this and how to identify these companies. Cool concept, right? So be sure to check out Options Trading Business, and thank you, Options Trading Business, for sponsoring this post. Okay, so how do we finance the deal? Well, there are many ways to structure a deal to buy that business. The traditional way is to save up the full purchase price and pay with 100% cash. Another way to finance the deal is to get a loan from the SBA. The SBA is a Small Business Administration. They will require you to put a certain amount down, typically around 20%. They will also require you to have experience in that type of industry before they loan you money. Now, if you don't have experience, another way to get a loan is to do a personal loan through your bank. With your bank or credit union, they'll typically loan you around $50,000. And now this can vary from credit union to credit union or bank to bank, but typically $50,000 is the max amount that they will give you for a personal loan. This will, of course, vary based on your credit, so be sure to reach out to them for specific details. Another option is to have the seller carry a note for you. So, in this case, the seller of the business would act as a bank. They would carry a note for a certain percentage, and you would come up with another percentage. So let's say you come up with 20% of the purchase price, and the seller would carry a note for 80% over X amount of years. Another option is to do a combination of all those. So you could put down cash, you can get a personal loan from a credit union or a bank, and you can have the seller carry a portion. So combining all those, you can finance the entire purchase. All right, so now let's go over a real life example of a business I found on bizquest.com that's selling for $400,000 and netting $200,000 per month. This is a Subway franchise with 2 locations. So with the franchise, they provide training for you. So you won't be required to have much past experience in the sandwich making business. So before we contact this business, first we're going to want to run through some scenarios on offers that would make sense for us, just so we're not wasting anybody's time. So what we could potentially do is use a combination of all the potential acquisition strategies. We can use potential cash from ourselves. We can use cash from a personal loan, potentially friends and family, and most importantly, the seller carrying a note. It'll be the easiest option. You can explore SBA, but again, it's a lot of paperwork that's going to be required, and to speed up the process and to get the deal done, it's probably better to just have the seller carry a note. So let's explore those options. So in this case, with our purchase price being $400,000, we're going to see if the seller would be willing to carry a note for 80% of the purchase price. And we're going to come up with 20%. Now, where are we going to come up with 20% or $80,000? Well, we can use a combination of friends and family and personal loan. Now, we're going to assume that our friends and family and the credit union will lend us money over 10 years at a 6% interest rate. This obviously could vary. Maybe friends and family won't charge you any interest at all. The credit union definitely will charge you interest, but let's just assume, just for simplicity's sake, it's 10 years at 6%. So on an annual basis, our loan payment will be $11,000 per year. Okay, so that's going to cover the 80%. Next, for the seller carry, we're also going to negotiate 10 years at 6% interest. So we're going to be paying the seller $43,000 per year. Now, when we subtract that from the annual cash flow of $200,000, we would get an annual net of $146,000 per year. Now, how I got this loan payment amount was by going to calculator.net and inputting the total loan amount with the period and interest rate, and it spit out the total monthly payment that I would expect based on the amount. You can input your total numbers into this and play around with it to see what numbers make sense for you. But once you have actual numbers that you'll get from the broker websites or even from the broker themselves, you can input prices and from there figure out different scenarios that would work for you. I hope you got some value out of this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. If you'd like me to review more businesses for sale and give you my opinion on them, please let me know in the comments below as well. And as always, please be sure to like this video and subscribe. Until the next.